Hey guys, I'm Rob Richards, and this once again is the ultimate fitness challenge for muscle and fitness. And yes, I am back in Las Vegas, Nevada at CrossFit Las Vegas to go and meet Mike, who's going to put me through 5 of the best or most essential CrossFit exercises. So let's go in, check in with Mike and see what CrossFit is really all about.
Like I tell people, like if you were gonna push a car, you wouldn't want to push the car and then push it again immediately. You'd want to let it roll a little bit and then go and push the car later.
That makes sense. I like that.
Yeah.
How long typically would a rowing session last? We're looking at like 1 minute or 5?
It depends on the workout. Some workouts it's for distance, some workouts it's for time.
Okay.
For most of our distances, it's always like 500 meters, 1,000 meters.
Just so I can get a gauge of how I might differ from like pretty advanced Crossfitter.
Sure.
And CrossFitter.
That would be the correct.
What kind of time would they get for 500?
Like a smoking 500 meter time would be like a minute 20, I think.
Minute 20.
Yeah. And that's not even world record. Like when you watch the Olympics, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the fastest 500 meter row, which I don't even think they do 500 meters, I think they do 1,000, is 109, if I'm not mistaken. And that's, it makes me want to vomit thinking about that. Just intent.
Right. Speaking of vomiting, let's move on to the second exercise and put that all together.
Okay, cool. So you've done clean and press before? Alright. Alright, what we'll do is I'm going to teach you how to do the clean and jerk, just one of the Olympic lifts that we use a lot in CrossFit, and it's basically for strength and power. Okay. Alright? Your start position, we just want to organize ourselves correctly first. So with PVC, you're going to put your hands on the bar right outside of your hips, and then your feet are going to be right below your hips. So bring it in a little bit closer. There you go. Good. From here, it's a deadlift start position. So when you're in that deadlift start position with empty bar or PVC, you kind of just say it, go to mid-shin. From here, I'm going to stick my butt back. I'm going to come straight down to my mid-shin. My back is nice and straight, and my hips are lower than my chest. Okay. All right.
So the bar, you want to keep that vertical axis.
Correct. Right over the shoulder, actually. So if I look from the side, you're going to see a straight line from here down here. Go a little bit lower, right there. Grab onto the bar. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of do it slow, and you probably will figure it out pretty quick. Okay. But just stand up normally, right? And then from here, go back down for me. So we're just deadlifting just to warm up, so you don't get. There you go. Again, back down. Good. And as you go up, think of pulling the bar straight up instead of around your body and around your knees. There you go. Good. Again, one more time. And back up. So from here, what you'll end up doing is after your legs and hips have moved, you're going to shrug your shoulders into your ears, you're going to pull your elbows high, and then you're going to come around. And when you reach this position here, you want to bring the bar onto your chest like a front rack position. So what will happen is you'll have the bar here, and with PVC, it's going to feel like it's choking you, but it's going to be right here. Okay. All right. And you don't have to have a death grip on the bar. You can let it roll back into a fingertips, or what I like to call the T-Rex grip, where you're just like 2 fingers. Okay. All right. And that'll look something like this. Here. The higher your elbows, the better your position. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and go straight back down. Good. And let's just take it slow. So what it'll look like is here, hips move, shoulders, tracing the bar, and then wrapping it around.
What about the knees when we bring it up to the balance?
No, so you're not gonna re-bend. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna work on that in a second. So we're just gonna break it down first. Again, as you come up, the bar pass should be relatively straight here, pulling all the way up, and then wrapping your elbows around. Good. So what you want to make sure not to do is bicep curl the bar. So when you get to here, it shouldn't just be an articulation at the elbow. It should be a elbows back and then elbows sweep around.
So the bar pretty much straight.
There, yeah, that's got it right there.
we want to keep that bar as though we were on a Smith machine.
Right.
We have no forward or back movement.
Correct.
Okay. It's a new way of looking at it.
Yep. So nice and slow, real quick. Up, up, up. Good. Shoulders and around. Not bad. So that's the main basic movement that we'll do. Okay. And then like you did that rebend, it's actually a drop underneath the bar, right?
And that's to bring it back down again.
No, actually, that's to get underneath the bar. So the power clean or the clean is a jump underneath the bar. As you jump, up, yep, and then good. So just so you can see the movement all together, what will happen is I'll drive here, jump, and then drop underneath the bar. Okay. Ready? With PVC, it makes it a little bit easier, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go slow at first. You can just go nice and slow, 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 slow. Hips move all the way through, shoulders, elbows, drop underneath the bar. Good, perfect. When you drop, you don't have to drop so low, especially with lighter weight. If your drop is here, like this, that's fine, yeah. But you still need to be in a good squat stance. Your butt needs to be back, and your knees should be over your heels, right? So your butt is back. Okay. Think of like football, American football or Australian rules football. Yep. You don't see someone here getting ready to get blown over by on the line. They're down like this, ready to take someone out. Okay, right? So when you catch the bar here, you're in that exact same position, ready to basically accept it.
And then as we drop, we flick the elbows under.
Yeah, you flick your elbows up and around. Yeah, there, just like that.
So we're in that position when we drop.
When you drop, yep, okay. And then you stand back up, and then you'll reposition your feet, and then drop the bar back down. Elbows. There you go, better. Okay. It makes it a lot easier with PVC because what we can do is I can have you do that 100 times, and you won't get tired. When you switch over to this bar, eventually your positioning will get bad just because your hands hurt or your shoulders hurt or whatever.
Yep. And that's all part of that pushing it through the waters. Though with CrossFit, it's finding that upper threshold, your boundaries, your limit,
right,
and then being able to
push past that.
Push past it.
Okay. You have no limits is basically what the main idea is. Like what you think is your limitation is not your limitation, and so, it's further past that.
Let me ask you this, Mike. How many times have you had to reach for the bucket during CrossFit?
There's been, in my mind, when I think about it, there's been about 2 times where I can recall having to, like, literally take a second. Otherwise it was going to be blackout time, and that's basically like seeing unicorns and pink elephants, and then my body's just like, okay, not any time to continue.
Should we put some of the weights on here and take it through start finish?
Perfect. So from here, let's just deadlift real quick. So just stand up all the way. Good. Again, back down. Again. All the way to the floor. Yep. Okay. All the way to the floor. Good. And back up. Perfect. One more time. Good. So from there, then you're going to shrug, pull your elbows high. You probably won't be able to do it because of a lack of momentum. Okay. But you're going to drop underneath the bar here. Good. Good. So remember, your feet should move outward from the side.
So literally drop and a wider squat.
Yeah, the clean is more of a jumping underneath the bar type of movement. So go ahead and come back down, and let's make it nice and smooth. So go slow, 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 fast as you pass your knees, and then drop underneath the bar. Good, jump faster. There you go, good. So when you catch and stabilize, you want to make sure that you stop immediately, right? And what I'll tell a lot of my athletes is stomp the ground, right? So when you jump here, make the loudest noise possible with your feet. Good. Jump faster. There you go, good. Elbows here. Okay. Go ahead, pull. Legs up, good. Again, stomp the ground as you land. So you don't want to, you want to stomp and stop. Stomp, there you go, good. Yep, stand back up, bring it back down. Drive hard. Left arm. So what you want to do though is use your arm very last, alright? So drive up, arms, yeah. But don't segment it. Make it nice and easy. Legs and then arms, much like the rower. There you go. That's better. Good. Again, stand up. You don't need to drop as low. Nope.
So Mike, we're starting to bring some functional strength, some power into this as opposed to endurance from the rower. How important are these movements make up part of that CrossFit you know, idea?
The main idea of the clean specifically is that we're generating a lot of power and a lot of power fast. So when you have that drive of the hip, you're really working on driving your hips back and just creating a lot of power and speed with that. The most common fault that a lot of people have is, specifically with guys, is we want to use our arms a lot. Right. So you'll see people pull, and from this bottom position, they're already pulling with their arms. It's the next point to it is basically timing or being able to just accurately pull the bar. So you want to pull the bar, legs, arms are last, and then jumping underneath the bar.
Because you guys don't train back like in the gym where you got like 4 or 5 exercises.
Right.
Your back is literally, right, we're doing legs, arms, shoulders and back. This is one movement, and you might do this for time or for like 10, 12 reps.
Right, and when you're basically down in that bottom position, you're here and you're stabilizing the whole entire core of your body so that you can apply this power from your legs. And as you stand up, if you allow yourself to basically go loose at the core, you're gonna lose that power transfer from your legs to the bar.
And that's how these smaller guys can lift a lot of power and be physically strong and powerful compared to the aesthetic guys in the gym, let's say, who might have a great body, that kind of magazine look, but when you get them in here and you get them loading on some proper weight,
right,
they fall short.
It just falls apart as soon as you add that speed or that intensity.
I can see that, yeah. Okay, let's move on. Exercise number 3 and start to put something together.
Absolutely.
Cool.
You want to imagine you're squeezing something good with your toes together, and you're being pulled from your toes as you pull up. So go ahead and do a pull up. Good. And then you're going to bring your chin over the top of the bar, or see if you can touch your chest to the bar. Good. Yeah. Not bad. And we have pretty gnarly pull-up bars here, but if you can wrap your thumb around the bar and maybe get a little bit of the fingers on top of the thumb, so what it'll look like is here. Yeah, it'll give you a better grip on the bar. Just resist the urge to kind of leg raise your foot up and pop your hip more forward. So when you're here, you're keeping your body relatively straight so that when you go up to do your pull-up, you can transfer that power that you create from the hip. Hips, there you go, back. Good. So you can start off with a couple Russian, so don't bring the kettlebell so low. Good. There. So you don't want to just stick your hips forward, you just want to stand up nice and tall. There you go. Actually. And I think you're going a little too deep with your knees there. To that top position, what will help is squeezing onto the kettlebell. There you go.
Every exercise is so different in the muscle groups. The functionality, the dynamicness, if that's a word, of the exercise.
I would say functionality or just it's a lot of the stuff that we've done already. It's kind of the same movement, but it's different. So you're changing it up, but you're doing kind of the same. Like we've done the power clean, which still uses a lot of that hip drive, which you use for the kettlebell as well.
Right. Yeah.
So you're basically doing something different, which I think plays into a lot of people's main weakness of like they're tired of doing the same thing over and over and over.
These 5 exercises with the handstand push-up coming next. Pretty much working every major muscle group in the body. And we do this as a circuit, or would we do a time? Like, would we come to back to exercise 1?
We could do both, actually. Yeah. We could do one day we could do it for time. One day we could do it for like task is what we call it. So it'll be like I want you to complete in 1 minute's time as many reps as possible. Okay?
And this is all like a personal challenge. Because one thing I've seen from all the different CrossFit gyms I've gone to is whiteboards. You guys have whiteboards. Yep. You have chalk. Yep. Writing on the wall. I mean, it's like you're constantly trying to push yourself and challenge each other. Yep. And then have different challenges. Whereas like in the gym, let's just say bodybuilders or powerlifters would have a weight.
Right.
They want to lift more.
Right.
Or they want to put on more muscle. Or everyone's got their own challenge.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, what I like about you is you're like, all right, what are we going to push ourselves on today? Let's do like time. Let's see how many reps we can do within that time frame. Yeah.
So it could, I mean, and it's like all encompassing. Like one day it could be for time, and one day it could be for weight, and another day it could be for as many as you can possibly do.
Would you find that within like this particular CrossFit center here, guys and girls have different strengths? Like, as for example, you might be like you can do reps for a certain weight better than anyone else, but when it comes to strength, you mentioned one of the guys over there, he's got more of an Olympic lifting background.
Yep.
He might be able to move a lot of weight, a lot more than everyone else combined, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that would be like when we look at it and compare, someone maybe like me, I would be able to do like a medium amount of weight, an average amount of weight, and just do a lot of repetitions. Whereas when we're looking at some of the guys in the Olympic lifting area, they're doing 1 rep, and it's 2 times or maybe even 2.5 times heavier than what I'm actually doing.
But in terms of repetition, muscular endurance, that's a different game.
Yeah, it's a totally different recruitment over there, you know.
Okay.
And in CrossFit, it's kind of getting a balance of everything. There's you can see like on the walls, there's what we call the 10 domains of fitness, and it's basically all of these here, and you want to have like an average amount, and that's what CrossFit is like master of all things. It's a
cross-section.
Yeah, actually.
Cross-section.
It's a jack of all trades, master of nothing type of thing, right?
Jack of all trades, hence the logo.
Exactly.
So we'll make it.
Hands will be on the ground outside of the just like that. Perfect. And then as you kick up, straighten your body out. Good. So look at my foot right here. Okay. So think of yourself as a straight line from your head to your hands. Right now you're kind of curving right here. So can you tighten it up, Rob? Good. Better. And then when you go down, you'll just touch the crown of your head down to the ground. Good.
Okay, got it.
Kick off.
Mike, I've got to tell you, this is like some kind of one of the best concentration camps I've seen. I've been around a lot of the gym settings, and I've seen the aerobic classes and the body combat kind of stuff. But this is like the ultimate power class workout. Everyone's doing deadlift at the moment.
Right.
So we've looked at like the 5, let's say, core CrossFit kind of exercises, each one encompassing like a different style of movement. You mentioned about the domains up on the wall.
Yep.
I really want to touch upon them and see how regular gym life might differ from that of CrossFit.
Sure.
So where do we start?
I think the first place you might want to start is, like typically when I think of the normal gym, people just go in and they get on the treadmill and they run, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to run for like 10 minutes and they're just basically just kind of strolling, not doing anything. Yeah, it's their warm-up.
Yeah.
Then after that, they're going to go and do their 3 sets of 12 or 4 sets of 15 or which is fine, and they're working on their strength.
Let's not forget their magazine and their phones and the music
and checking in on Facebook and all that other stuff. I don't think anyone's going to check in on Facebook right now.
It doesn't look like it. Yeah, no one's got their phone.
So, when we look at all the different 10 domains of fitness, we're looking at basically getting a person to the level where they're all about even for the most part.
Okay.
And I kind of think of it in the terms of like I used to collect comic book cards. So you used to see like Professor X, and he was like really smart, but he's in a wheelchair. So how strong is he? Not strong
it's
at all.
the same thing with like top trumps. The guys who get that mid-range power.
Right, exactly. So from there, it's just being able to build a strength in an athlete or build endurance in an athlete. You can be strong, but are you able to run 400 meters in a fast amount of time?
That's a great way of putting it.
And that's really the key concept that we want to work on here.
To even out people's weaknesses. Because you kept mentioning that when I came in. You were talking about someone's weaknesses.
Right.
It's great if they got strengths here and here, and yeah, you should exploit them. Right. But their weaknesses are the areas that need to be worked on, and that's what we've had to look at together.
Right. And you'll see, like exactly, is like people will get exploited, and in CrossFit you'll hear it called as a goat. So your goat would be like a movement that just you can't even do like 1 rep, and you'll sit here mentally over and over again in your head. beat yourself up in a workout because you can't do this certain movement, and it's just, for a lot of people, it's just breaking past that mental barrier at that point. So then at that point, it doesn't become a workout of your physical strength, it becomes a workout of your mental strength. How strong are you mentally? Do you have the mental toughness to be able to continue through and carry on?
And that's a huge part of the training too, because I mean, a big part of it, as we both know, is actually stepping in through that door and mentally preparing yourself to say, I'm going to give it a go today. I'm going to do it, or I'm going to aim for that target and try and beat that, and it's like a personal challenge.
Right, exactly. And you're competing with basically your friends, your like comrades in the workout, because right now you'll see a lot of these people are just going through the workout. Halfway through you'll hear people cheering each other on, like go, 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 finish the workout, you know? And it's not about, you know, taking it and making it something so personal that you want to do that. For a lot of people it can be, but for a really good community, it's more about supportive and being a very good
community. And in the gym you might have 2 or 3 guys rotating around a machine, but really it's each man to their own.
Right, and I'd be afraid to like walk up to what we call the mayor of the gym, who's grunting with his earphones in, and be like, hey, do you mind if I jump in on that machine? Because I'd be afraid that he might rip my head off and continue his set.
You get that mentality. Well, look, speaking about the gym and CrossFit, I've seen a couple of, quite a few physiques here that look, they've got like that 300 style. Solid, good muscle mass, they're conditioned, they look powerful, as opposed to someone looking in great shape, but they look a bit delicate, you know. So let's talk quickly about diet, any supplementation, food, you know. Do you guys have a different approach or mentality towards eating?
For the most part, here at this facility, what we'll kind of gravitate towards is more of a cleaner eating lifestyle. So it's like less refined sugars, less refined food products. We kind of call it like, what in the CrossFit community you'll hear it called paleo or Paleolithic diet. And it's just basically eating lean meats, veggies, fruits, nuts, seeds, roots, tubers, that kind of stuff.
So and carbohydrates you get from starches, the vegetable starches, but potatoes as well, like the yams, potatoes,
the sweet potatoes as well.
Okay, because I know some people think like low carb, the paleo, they cut out anything with carbohydrates, including potatoes. So just to kind of go over that with the paleo diet, it's like nature's intended food. Yams, sweet potatoes fit into that because they're not manufactured, they're not processed, and it's like the Paleolithic man would eat them back in the day.
And you're basically working on with removing those refined carbohydrates or processed grains, we call it, the inflammatory mechanisms that are basically not designed to process those correctly. And really you should be eating some sort of carbohydrate to do a high intensity workout like this. If you're basically at a point where you haven't had any carbohydrates in the day, you'll probably end up passed out on the floor, and we'll be getting you some orange juice or something like that out of the fridge.
And that's another key point, is that these kind of workouts, they're intense, but muscular, endurance, power, strength, we need that energy stored within the muscle because it's going to be rapidly depleted. If you're going at full speed for these classes, which last what, 40 minutes maybe?
Class here we run for an hour, but the actual workout itself, it ranges, but it'll probably be anywhere from 8 minutes to 20 minutes. That's like the golden middle. And then, you know, sometimes we'll do like a 45-minute workout, but very rarely. And then there are workouts that literally last 2 minutes long.
Those are really intense. Well, I've had fun going through them. I've got to thank you for inviting us down there and just show me something a little different than my usual gym world, because anything that opens up your mind to something new is potential weakness that you've got to work on. So if anyone else is interested, if they happen to find themselves here in Las Vegas, or just to go and find out more about yourself, your team, and what you guys do here, you've had the logo on the t-shirts, but where can they go and find out more about
our main website is CrossFitLasVegas.com. We have, you know, all the social media stuff, so Twitter and Facebook as well. But our main source of information would be that, and then our main page would be CrossFit.com.
And like I said, it really is a community that everyone kind of jumps in and supports each other. So, do you guys have a motto, like a final saying that we could leave on?
You'll hear me say it all the time in the gym, but never quit. That's basically my motto here when I tell people.
I like it, you've got to keep going. Well, again, Mike, thanks a lot. Guys, thanks for watching. I've been Rob Richards. We've been here at CrossFit Las Vegas, and I hope you join in next time for the next Muscle and Fitness Ultimate Sports Challenge. Like Mike said, never quit. See you guys there.